Upon arrival at our doorstep, an envelope adorned with a festive stamp looked innocuous. Neither did we know that this Christmas Eve would turn into a night of terror. The invitation was simple, inviting us to a dinner party at the infamous Amityville horror house, a place we thought we'd never step foot in again. As we approached the iconic house, memories of our previous visit flooded back, the creaky floorboards, the chilling whispers. We barely escaped the supernatural last time. But this invitation felt like a sinister pull, drawing us back to our nightmares. The air inside the Amityville house felt heavy, charged with unsettling energy, the familiar smell of fear mixed with decades-old horrors. The rooms, though decorated for the season, held an eerie stillness. The table was set with an exquisite spread, but the once joyous Christmas atmosphere felt overshadowed by invisible darkness. Laughter echoed from the walls, a haunting reminder of the house's grim past. As we sat down for dinner, a hushed whisper filled the room. The walls absorbed the house secrets, and the temperature dropped. An otherworldly chill settled over us, making the feast before us lose its appeal. As the night progressed, a feeling of being watched intensified. Shadows danced in our vision, and cold fingers brushed against our skin. The house, it seemed, was alive with malevolence. In the middle of a sentence, our host paused, staring blankly at an empty chair. His eyes widened with terror as he described a spectral figure seated there. An entity we couldn't see but felt in the very marrow of our bones. The atmosphere became suffocating, and we couldn't ignore the dread anymore. Excusing ourselves, we rushed towards the exit, only to find the door slamming shut before us. Panic set in as we realized we were trapped. The old grandfather clock chimed midnight, and the house came alive. Ghostly figures materialized, and Amityville's once dormant spirits manifested in terrifying forms. In our desperation, we stumbled upon a hidden room, a place where a dark ritual once took place. The walls were adorned with symbols, and an ominous presence lingered. It became clear that the house demanded sacrifice. With the realization sinking in, we frantically searched for a way to break free from the malevolent force's clutches. Time ran out, and spirits grew agitated. In a desperate bid for survival, we made an unholy bargain. A deal with the evil that haunts Amityville, a pact that would have repercussions beyond our imagination. Despite our pact, Amityville spirits were relentless. They pursued us through the dark corridors, their whispers louder and their presence more oppressive. The malevolent force, now unleashed, showed no mercy. It toyed with our fears, manifesting horrors from our past and forcing us to confront our darkest secrets. As the night wore on, fatigue set in, and our group fractured under the strain of the supernatural. Paranoia and fear drove wedges between us, weakening our chances of survival. In a moment of sheer desperation, we decided to confront the entity head-on. Armed with makeshift tools and resolve, we ventured into the heart of the haunted house. In the pitch-black room, we finally encountered the demonic force that held Amityville in its grip. Its presence was overwhelming, and the air crackled with malevolence as it toyed with our minds. A battle ensued between the mortal and the supernatural, the very fabric of reality warped as we fought against an entity fueled by centuries of darkness. As the struggle intensified, sacrifices had to be made. Betrayals unfolded among our group, and sinister forces exploited our unity fractures. In the climactic moment, the house revealed its true form, a nightmarish amalgamation of the tortured souls within its walls. The entity fed on our fear and desperation. With our strength waning, we made a final push for escape. The very foundations of the house groan and resist our efforts, but we pressed on, driven by primal instinct to survive. We lost our sanity over the prolonged exposure to supernatural horrors. The line between reality and nightmare blurred, and each step felt like navigating through a surreal dreamscape. Amidst the chaos, we stumbled upon long-buried secrets that unraveled Amityville mysteries. The malevolent force had a story, a tragic tale that explained its insatiable hunger for the living. As the truth unfolded, we realized the magnitude of the evil we had unwittingly unleashed. The consequences of our actions weighed heavily on our consciences, adding an emotional layer to the horror. The group, once bound by camaraderie, fractured under guilt and fear. Accusations flew, alliances shattered, and unity became a distant memory. With the house tightening its grip, we reached a point of no return. Every escape route led back into the clutches of the supernatural, and the once familiar rooms transformed into nightmarish labyrinths. Amidst the chaos, memories of our past resurfaced. The house exploited our deepest fears, projecting haunting visions that tested our resolve to the breaking point. In a moment of desperation, some among us embraced the darkness. The malevolent force offered power in exchange for allegiance, and the temptation became too overwhelming for some to resist. As alliances shattered and darkness consumed those who succumbed, a final stand was inevitable. The remaining members of our group faced Amityville's full force, knowing survival came at a steep price. The climax approached as the demonic force reached its peak. In a final, chilling confrontation, we faced the entity head-on, determined to either break free from its clutches or become one with the malevolence that permeates the Amityville horror house. The outcome remained uncertain, and terror reached unprecedented heights.